Hi, everyone. Welcome to your science orientation. My name is Oksana Fetzluk. I'm the recruitment specialist with the Faculty of Science. It's great to see our participant number climbing and continues to climb. We had quite a few registrations for this morning's event, so we are expecting quite a large number. So I'm joined by lots of people from Student Services, and we've prepared a really great hour for you with lots of great information. So I'll be starting your session off. You'll get to meet some of our academic advisors. You'll also get to meet our work experience coordinator. And then after this hour, you'll be headed to your next program session. So currently at 527 participants. So thank you for joining us wherever you might be in Canada or elsewhere in the world. All right, so just a few notes before we begin. This is your Faculty of Science orientation. The chat is disabled for the duration of this session, but if you do have any questions, we're going to do our best to monitor your questions, and you can submit a question in the Q&A button. So you won't have the ability to speak or be on camera because that is the way that this platform works, but you can still communicate with us and submit your questions in the Q&A. If you do raise your hand, obviously for the volume of students that are here, we can't take the time to answer questions verbally. So if you have a question, please hit Q&A. Furthermore, once this session is over, you have to go back into the platform. So the platform that you see on your computer, right now you're in the general presentation, but once we're done here, you have to go back to the main hall and actually click on program session to access your next live session with your specific department. All right, so 567 participants, so let's go ahead and get started. So we thought it'd be great to kick off your orientation with a message from current students. So the students you're going to see here are our current science students. They're part of the Science Mentor program. So if you're a new incoming high school student, you've been paired with a mentor, so perhaps you've met them already, but they did have a welcome message that they just wanted to share with you at today's orientation.
Hi, I'm Janelle, and I'm in my third year biosci and a science mentor, and I'd like to welcome you to the U of A. You have a very exciting and memorable experience ahead of you.
Welcome to the Faculty of Science. félicitations sur vos succès aux études secondaires. وبتمنى لكم التوفيق.
Hey everyone, congratulations on your acceptance and welcome to the U of A. This is such an exciting time. You're going to have some great years here. See you soon.
Hi guys, I'm Yue, third year university student studying computing science. I wish you guys all the best of luck, best of health.
Bienvenue à l'Université d'Alberta et des facultés des sciences. Nous sommes ravis de vous avoir.
Okay, so that was our current students, and now our Dean Martina Kalkunas-Rappel recorded a special message for you as you join us today for your virtual orientation.
Welcome everyone. I'm Martina Kalkunas-Rappel, the Dean of Science at the University of Alberta. I'm so excited that you are here virtually to start this new semester and this new journey of learning within the Faculty of Science. This is going to be not only a new semester, but a very different semester, and we've worked hard to make sure that you're going to have a rich and rewarding experience this year. Welcome to your orientation day. You're going to be hearing a lot of information, and that information is going to position you for success not only for this semester, but through your experience in the Faculty of Science in subsequent semesters and years. I am so glad that you joined the Faculty of Science to either start your university career or continue your university career for those of you that are transfer students. You're now all part of the science family, and we could not be happier to be with you along this journey. We will be with you along the way to help you through your courses, to guide you through your programs, and to even guide you through your career decisions and career paths. I'm meeting you virtually for now, and I'm standing in the quad on the U of A campus. And I'll look forward to the day when I can meet you in person and when we're back to normal and everyone is learning and experiencing science on campus. But for now, I wish you a great day of orientation. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Excellent. So just a couple welcome messages to say hello to you. So we thought before we actually dove into the presentation that has lots of information, we wanted to get to know you. So I'm going to ask everyone to go to www.kahoot.it, and we're going to load a quick poll so we can learn more about you and where you're from and what you think about starting this semester. So let me just get it loaded. And I'll be sharing the code with you right away so that you can participate. All right, we're gonna put the volume down for the music because it continues. So yeah, go to kahoot.it and enter in the game pin 9908737. We have about 600 people joining us, so this is gonna be really cool to see how many of you quickly log in here. Awesome, the number keeps climbing. Let's see if we can get everyone into the session. So we decided that we wanted to ask you 6 questions just to make the session a bit more interactive. Also to find out where you're from, what program you're in, and a couple other questions as well. The number's still going. Give it a little bit longer before we begin. I like the happy faces and emojis that are popping up as the screen loads. Excellent. Still going. Again, want to give everyone a chance to get in here. And again, maybe I'll just do some housekeeping while the numbers are still loading. So just a reminder, the chat's disabled. So if you do have questions in today's session, just simply hit the Q&A button. If you raise your hand, we won't be able to call on you to speak. That's just the way the platform is set up. And we'll do our best. We have a bunch of people here joining us from Student Services that are monitoring the Q&A throughout the presentation. So they'll do their best to answer as we go along. And if we have time, we'll definitely get to questions at the end. And then just another reminder that after this presentation, in order to join your next session for the 30 minutes for your programs, you'll have to go back to the main hall of the platform, and then you'll have to click on Program Session to access your specific live link for your session. Okay, still climbing. I don't think I've ever done a Kahoot with this many people, so it's kind of neat. Okay, I think we've kind of tailored off, so I'm going to start. And I believe anyone can still join the Kahoot, even if I start, because I'll keep it unlocked. All right, so let's start with our first question, and we would like to ask you a poll. Which program will you be starting in come September 1st? Are you in General Sciences, the Bachelor of Science specialization, which includes the combined Science and Education degree, honors, or those are your 4 choices. This morning was interesting. Most of our students were in specialization and honors. So let's see what we see today. Yeah, lots of general science students, which was definitely what we expected. And then almost an equal number of honors specialization. And we do have some combined degree students, which is great. Next question. We want to know, where will you be living when classes start? So are you in Edmonton? Are you in another city in the province? Somewhere else in Canada, or somewhere else in the world? This is always cool to see. Excellent. Yeah, so we kind of have a mix of everyone here, but mostly in Edmonton, and then followed by the rest of the province, somewhere else in Canada, and then a few students that are still elsewhere in the world. So great. So what excites you most about fall 2020? Obviously, this is a very different semester. So let's look on the positive side of, being virtual for this coming semester. Do you like the flexibility of online learning, the opportunity to make virtual friends, staying home this semester if you were planning to move, or even the fact that you can run lab experiments from home? Yeah, flexibility of online learning, but equally excited about making virtual friends or staying home. Obviously, some of you might be saving money by not having to move away. And definitely the flexibility, I would say, with the fact that it's synchronous and asynchronous, and you can kind of log in from anywhere as long as you have a computer, is really neat, and something that the U of A has never had before. So we're all learning, and our professors have been tirelessly working all summer to make your courses excellent. So I think it'll be really neat to see how the semester goes, and I'm just as excited as you are. Okay, so this is a good one. You'll be able to type in one word to describe how you feel about starting classes this semester. So this is a good temperature gauge of how you feel. So type in your answer, and it'll populate, the words, and if there are words that repeat, the words just get larger. Oh, and it's starting to grow. Lots of words coming in, but there seems to be a common theme for some. Well, I definitely can't read the small words. Anxious seems to be a common theme. Nervous and excited, so 3 very popular words. Scared, worried, uncertain. And you know what? I think it's really normal to feel nervous and anxious. This is definitely a new chapter for all of you. And it's also an exciting time, but it's also really scary because it's something you've never experienced before. So it's neat to see that you're not alone. Everyone has the same thoughts. If you're excited, that just means that, you're really looking forward to it. So it's definitely nice to see that your fellow classmates are on the same page. Okay, some fun ones. So if you were on campus, obviously we have Starbucks and we have Remedy and lots of good coffee places and tea places. So which one is it for you? Coffee or tea? Oh, almost an equal divide. Very different from this morning. So almost an equal split. I'm definitely always a coffee drinker, and I love trying all the different coffees on campus. So when we're back, you'll have a lot of opportunity for good coffee or tea. And last question. We wanted to know, what's your preference for taking notes? Do you like the pen and paper? Do you like to use your electronic device, or do you mix it up using both? I would definitely say I used to lean more towards the pen and paper, but now with technology, it's kind of hard not to mix it up using both styles. So curious to see if anyone just sticks to the classic pen and paper. Oh, so pretty close. So a lot of you are mixing it up, but still, yeah, a lot of you still do the classic pen and paper, which is pretty neat to see even as technology kind of grows through the years. Okay, so we're gonna head back to the presentation. And I'm going to pass it off to our academic advising team. So Kevin will be coming on to talk to you all about student services and your degree program.
Thanks, Oksana. Hi, everyone. My name's Kevin O. I'm one of the academic advisors in the Faculty of Science Student Services Office. And as you can see, this is a picture of all the wonderful individuals in our office. Just a note, within the next few slides, there are several hyperlinks. We're not going to go into those during this presentation, but a copy of this slideshow will be emailed and made available for all students. So I'm just going to touch on them very quickly. You don't have to worry about knowing where to find it because you will get a copy of this presentation. Okay, so let's dive right in. So with your degree, within the Faculty of Science, there's 4 different paths: general, specialization, honors, and the specialization in science and education combined. Now with student services, the first question we always typically ask is, what program are you in? So it's really important for you as students to understand what program you're in. Are you in general with a psychology major, or are you in specialization astrophysics, or are you in honors biochemistry? But sometimes with everything going on over the summer, you sometimes forget where to look. So where can you find this information? This is in the top left-hand corner of your Bear Tracks, and it'll tell you what program you're currently in. Now, if you have transferred within the U of A from a non-science program, arts, nursing, engineering, and you're coming over to science, you need to make sure that you click on the change program link in your Bear Tracks and change your program in both the fall 2020 and winter 2021 terms to your new science program, so that Bear Tracks will be updated properly. Why is it important for you to know the program that you're in? Well, it's going to do a lot of things. So one, it'll affect the courses that you take. It'll affect academic standing, so that it determines whether or not you can continue from year 1 into year 2. So for example, specialization and honor students, you have a specific unit load and GPA that you need to maintain every fall winter. If you fail to meet those standards, then you run the risk of not being able to continue in those programs. To find out what those specific unit load requirements and GPA requirements are, you can check the Faculty of Science section in the U of A calendar under your specific program, and it goes into the information for you. So Student Services, our office in the Faculty of Science, we provide a lot of services for students, but there's a lot of information out there. And so hopefully with this slide, I'm going to be able to explain, when do you come and speak with us in Student Services, when do you go talk with the teaching department, and when do you go and talk with Student Connect. So the biggest thing, if you ever have questions, come and ask us. There's never a question that is too silly, or, we've heard everything. So don't be afraid and come talk to us. So Student Services in the Faculty of Science, we can help you through a lot of things. So program planning, if you're in the BSc General degree, we can help you academic matters such as declaring your major and your minor, determining your academic standing, whether or not you can continue in your program, or are you meeting your graduation requirements. Also, if you have questions on admissions or transferring to other science programs, we can help you with that. In addition, we can always remind you on the dates and deadlines that you need to be aware of, and we're going to touch on that later on as well. Also, if you're interested in work integrated learning, such as internships, which later on in this presentation we'll get to as well. Now, the teaching department. So they are the gatekeepers of all of the courses that are offered at the U of A. So you would go to the teaching department when you're having course enrollment issues, such as you have all the prerequisites, but you're still getting an error in Bear Tracks. The teaching department could troubleshoot to see why. If you need department consent to enroll into some courses, again, you would go talk with that department. So if it's a biology class, you'd go talk to the biological sciences department. If it's an astrophysics course, you're talking to the physics department. If you're in a specialization or honors program, or you're interested in one of those avenues, also talking with the department that owns that program, because they can go into more details about how their specialization and honors programs work. As well, if you're interested in research, if you want to do more psychology research, if you talk to the psychology department, they have loads of information for you. They can connect you with instructors and researchers that are looking to take on students, and then they can help you with there. Now for Student Connect, so they are part of the registrar's office. They can help you with signing of loans and other financial verification documents. They will be your main point of access to get your official U of A transcript, as well as they can go into more detail about all the different fees that students have to pay for the instructional and non-instructional aspects. The link at the bottom of the slide here is to connect you to the Faculty of Science Student Services webpage, so that you can see all of the different things that we can offer for you. Next is online advising. So for this upcoming term, because everything is remote, we are resorting to online advising with Google Meets. So we have a web page portal that you can access, and again, the link is provided, so that you can find a date and time that works for you to have a one-on-one session with an academic advisor. Now, typically we advise in student services, students that are in the BSc General program, or the general program with a business minor, or the combined science and education degrees. We can offer general advising as well for students in specialization and honors, but typically we advise students in those programs to go and speak with their department advisors. And as you can see, there's a link for that contact sheet as well. And you can just email your department advisor and they will connect with you however they're able to, whether it's online or through phone call, to be able to help you. So online courses and exams for the fall 2020 term. Fall 2020 is going to remain remote delivery for most courses. There are a handful of courses that are being offered face-to-face, and you can see those with the link provided. Now, departments and professors have been working tirelessly to make the remote delivery as user-friendly as possible. The learning outcomes have not decreased with the transition to remote delivery, so make sure that you sign into your eClass and see how each professor has shaped their course. Classes are going to be made available both synchronous and asynchronously. So to find out how your instructor is delivering the course, please check your syllabus and connect with your instructor on the first week of classes. You're going to want to refer to the class syllabus for information on the breakdown of your class, how your class is going to be going live for an online environment, and for dates on quizzes, midterms, assignments, and exams. Your professor is definitely going to go into more detail of the format of their class in the first week of classes coming up. Now, we do get an awful lot of questions as to with online courses and how can students navigate them. So one of the questions we often get is, the class I want is full, how do I get in? Well, first off, you're going to want to add yourself to the watch list. And if a spot becomes available, what the watch list function does is it lets everybody know at the exact same time that a spot is available. So it's a first come, first serve type of situation. If you can log into BearTracks first and snag that spot, you get it. Courses are managed by the departments. So if you have any specific questions pertaining to a course, make sure that you contact the teaching department. Another question we get is, can I register for 2 classes at the same time? Because they're remote, I can just take them differently at different times. Well, for this term, we are treating online courses the same as in-person ones. So since you can't be in 2 places at once, we're not letting students take 2 courses at the same time. The real reason for this is because of the way that our exams are scheduled. If 2 courses are offered in the same time, there's a strong likelihood that the final exam is going to be offered at the same time. And you can't have an exam conflict by having 2 exams at the same time. So for this term, you're not allowed to have 2 courses at the same time. A lot of questions we get from students as well is, when are the final exams? Because they want to plan their vacation, their holidays, their time away from school. So this link here shows you when all of the exams are going to be scheduled. So make sure you check this schedule religiously. As well, check the syllabus when you go to your first week of classes, because your instructors will give that information as well. The expectation is that you're going to be here or available to write your final exams come December. So make sure that you're planning your holidays well after the last exams can be offered, so that you don't run into any exam conflicts. And finally, can you attend 2 schools at the same time? Sadly, no, you can't. If you're enrolled in the Faculty of Science for the fall and winter year, our expectation is that you're going to put your focus here at our institution in this program. Taking courses outside of the U of A does not warrant a deferred exam for your final if you have a time conflict. If you're looking to take a course, say, over the spring and summer, reach out to us in Student Services, and then we can go through more of the logistics with you on the possibilities of that. Academic integrity. So it is very important to make sure that the work you do on assignments, essays, term papers, and reports is your own work. We can't emphasize this enough, because every year students get into trouble for work that is not their own. Don't copy from friends or classmates or borrow from the internet, and don't let others copy from you. If you're using materials for references for a report or a paper, make sure that you're properly referencing them. Okay, in labs, you might very well be doing experiments with lab mates, but it's important that you write the report on your own results and it be your own work. Copying and plagiarism are have very serious consequences here. Penalties can range from grade reduction to suspension and even expulsion from the U of A. Every year there are students who get into serious academic troubles because of copying, cheating, and plagiarism. So you really don't want that to happen to you, and we don't want that to happen to you. So please make sure that the work you hand in is always your own and that you're citing your references. If you have any questions about what is acceptable in a particular course, then it's best to speak with your instructor. There's also a link provided so you can see more details and examples of student integrity. Academic resources, we have several available to students on campus. Now, all of these services that are listed are either already being offered remotely or they're in the process of transitioning to remote delivery. So the Decima Robinson Center and Center for Writers, both of those centers, for Decima Robinson, they help you with math and stats. Center for Writers, they help you with writing essays and papers. The Academic Success Center, they are really good if you are having trouble performing at your academic best. So if you find that you struggle with your time management, or you have anxiety writing exams or midterms or stuff like that, they offer different workshops and they can connect you with an advisor in that center so that you can overcome those limitations and then excel academically. The Students' Union has also put together a tutor registry so that you can find available tutors through the U of A, and they are current students that have excelled and shown that they can excel in different courses, and you can find a student or a tutor who excels in Chem 261, for instance, and you can connect with them and they can help you excel in that course. Accessibility resources is available to students that feel the need, if they need an accommodation for final exams. If you believe that you need an accommodation for an exam, you're going to want to reach out to this office sooner rather than later, because it is a lengthy process to be vetted and processed. So you're going to want to start it now. Don't start it in November or December. You want to start it ASAP. And for a list of other services available on campus, again, virtually, you can click the last link provided, and it has different scenarios that you can access. So dates and deadlines. Like I said, this is one of the key things that Student Services helps students with. So I would strongly recommend that these dates everyone puts into, that you put these into your calendar. So September 1, classes are going to be starting. September 15th, this is your last day to add or delete a course. Now, September 15th is a very strict deadline. So after September 15th, you will not be able to add or delete a course. We will not be able to do a backdated add or delete. So make sure that your registration is finalized on or before September 15th. September 30th, this is your last day to pay for the fall term tuition without any penalties. October 2nd, this is your last day to withdraw from a course, receive a W grade, which has no academic penalties, and receive 50% refund. November 30th, this is another big date. This is your last day to actually withdraw from a course. After November 30th, you are in the class till the end, and you'll be graded based on all the coursework that you completed, and that includes the final. So again, November 30th, if you want to withdraw from a course, that is your day. You will be doing the withdrawal through BearTracks, and we will not be offering late backdated withdrawals after November 30th. So make sure you put lots of reminders for that date. December 7th, that is your last day for classes. And then December 10th to 22nd is the range from when you can expect to have your final exams. Again, your instructors will give you your specific dates for those final exams.
Kevin, can we just pause
Yes,
for a moment? There's a common theme coming in for the Q&A that Julie would like to answer live. I thought this was a good point. It's about transferring programs. Julie, do you want to come on?
Yeah, so a lot of you are asking about transferring programs. And so when I'm talking about transferring programs, I'm speaking of moving from the BSc General into the BSc Specialization or the BSc Honors, or moving between honors and specialization. So those three programs are separate programs, and in order to move into those programs, you need to apply for those programs. So whatever program you are in right now, so if you are in the general program right now, come this September, and you want to go into the specialization program, you need to apply for that program. So applications open on October 1st. You will not be in that program until next fall, so you can't just transfer between those. And that application closes on March 1st. The process is exactly like you went through this year to apply, so it's all done through Launchpad, but you cannot just move between honors and specialization programs. They have different admission requirements, so you need to check those. The only thing you can do is if you're in the BSc General program, you can change your major. So that is just a matter of changing your major. You do that on SciForms, and that will be listed in one of the links. So I just wanted to clarify that. So all of those questions about transferring or moving through honors or specialization programs, that's just wanted to answer those all together. And there's also a lot of other questions about getting into English. I've seen a lot of students wanting to get into English. So English courses are offered through the Faculty of Arts, and they usually are full by this time. And I would say if you're not in an English or a WRS course at this time, the likelihood of you getting in is probably very low. They likely will not be opening more sections, but you don't have to take that requirement this year. So that requirement can be fulfilled next year. So what will happen when registration opens for you for next fall, that should be a priority for you to register in. So don't panic if you can't get in to English or WRS this year. It is a requirement of your degree over the 4 years. It does not have to be fulfilled in the first year. But feel free to email the Department of English if you want and see what they say. Thanks, Oksana.
Thanks, Julie. And Kevin, you can go on and continue with the presentation.
Okay, thank you very much. So we've covered the dates and deadlines. So enhancing your degree, you don't just have to focus just on your major and minor. There are lots of different opportunities to give yourself a well-rounded degree while at the U of A. So some suggestions one of them is to take an interesting elective. Find something that you're interested in or have a passion for that lies outside of your declared major and minor. The U of A offers literally hundreds of different types of courses, fine arts, philosophy, physical education, world religions. I could go on for a long time, but there is something out there for everyone. Another opportunity are certificates. These are a neat way to add, I guess, if you think about it, icing to your degree cake. And we're going to go into more details about certificates later on. You can also do the URI. So this is the Undergrad Research Initiative, which gives students the opportunity, undergrad students, to participate in research. So again, when you get a copy of this slideshow, you can click on these links and you'll be able to see all the more information that these sites can provide, more than what we have in the short hour that we have for orientation. But yeah, for the URI, you can get access for funding. You can try and pair yourself up with other researchers, lots of different opportunities. As well, there's work integrated learning. So this can be done in multiple ways. One of them is through an internship, and we're going to have one of our other panelists, Janine. She's going to go into more details about what the internship is. As well, we also encourage students to participate in the Student Innovation Center, which allows students to explore the innovative and entrepreneurial side. So some students have been able to create a business participating in the Innovation Center with other students within science, outside of science. It's been a wonderful opportunity for that. And lastly, when things become a bit safer for international travel, there's always the opportunity for study abroad. So students can travel to Japan, China, France, Russia, Germany, wherever, and take academic courses through a foreign institution, and then turn that credit to U of A credit towards their degree. So it's a lovely opportunity, and we hope soon all science students will be able to experience that. adding something extra to your degree is really your opportunity to explore your passions and, again, round out your science degree as a whole. On to certificates. So the Faculty of Science offers 3 certificates. We have a research certificate in psychology, a research certificate in biological sciences, and a certificate in biomedical research. All of these can be found in the Faculty of Science section in the U of A calendar. But you're not limited to only having to do science certificates. You can take non-science certificates that are offered through other faculties. Agriculture, arts, and business are our most common faculties that we see students do. And you can see here the list of just some of the certificates that you can do that are non-science. So how a certificate works very quickly is you would take courses throughout your degree that are working in tandem. They're helping you make progress towards your science degree, but they're also meeting the requirements of your certificate. So in your last year, when you're applying for graduation, you'd then be applying for these certificates. And again, it's another icing on the cake is the metaphor that I always use. It just, again, adds something more to your degree. And now I will hand this off to Janine to talk about the Science Internship Program. Thanks for joining, everyone.
Hello, everyone. My name is Janine Wiedemeyer, and I'm the Work Experience Coordinator in the Faculty of Science for the Science Internship Program. So what is the Science Internship Program, or also called SIP? It is a great program that allows you students to integrate work experience into your degree. Since taking an internship can help you discover your career path, it will help you to figure out what you like and maybe what you don't like, and it will give you the great opportunity to gain relevant work experience, build up a network while you're at university, market yourself, and earn some money, since all our internships are paid. The internships that we have in our program, they range in length. They're between 4 to 16 months, depending on the job and depending on your availability. So when can you join? Well, most students, they join when they're in their 2nd year, and a lot of them go out in their 3rd or 4th year. And the jobs that we have in our program, they are very diverse. So we have a lot of different companies working with us. For example, there's the Canadian Space Agency, there's Alberta Health, and there's Stem Cell, and there are many more. So the jobs that we have are diverse, as I mentioned, and they range from, for example, a job in a lab for a pharmaceutical company, to an office job at a software development company or a bank, to field work for an environmental company. And the positions that we have, they are located in Edmonton, but we also have many that are located outside of province and even abroad. So it's up to you to discover basically different areas. So a journey to finding your internship might sound a little daunting. However, don't worry, we've got you covered. We provide lots of resources and workshops to help you prepare for your internship. So if this program sounds interesting to you, we are hosting an information session at the end of September and explain more details about the program, how you can join, and what the requirements are. Now, in the next 2 slides, we have 2 videos from students that are currently out on their internship and who are going to share their experience. Please enjoy.
Hi, my name is Camila. I'm a 3rd-year computing science specialization student at University of Alberta. I'm currently working through the Science Internship Program, and I've been hired as a software application engineer here in Vancouver for Workday. We are the leading provider of cloud services for HR, planning, and financials for enterprise. I trained for 3 weeks in San Francisco, and since then I've helped Workday to build their web and mobile applications using HTML, JavaScript, CSS, and I'm recently learning React. I initially started looking for internships because it was required to do one in the specialization program, so I chose to work for Workday because all the part-time jobs I've had as a student were actually Workday customers, and I really like to use their software. Working as an application engineer during the coronavirus pandemic has been tough, since some of the best parts of doing my job was the downtown Vancouver office and my coworkers, who I see a lot less often in person now. But the plus side of working from home is I've definitely learned to appreciate the outside. So on the weekends, I try to enjoy Vancouver as much as possible. And since living here, I've got the chance to do some really amazing things, like cycling at English Bay, hiking at Whistler, snowboarding on Cypress Mountain, and finding all the best restaurants. I have grown so much personally and professionally during my internship, and have learned an incredible amount in such a short amount of time. I work beside such passionate, intelligent, and extremely talented engineers. With them, there's never a dull moment, and I learn something new every single day. A couple of them even take the time to mentor me every 2 weeks. I have loved every minute of my co-op term, and if I had the chance to do it all over again, I definitely would.
Hi, my name is Jade Hamilton. I'm a fourth-year student at the U of A, working to complete my bachelor's with a double major in chemistry and physics. Like many, I finished my third year during the COVID-19 pandemic, therefore cutting our in-person classes short and moving us all online. But what did this mean for internships? I had recently received an internship opportunity from Gilead, Alberta, providing me the chance to work in industry and get job experience that will help me to further my career in the future. I chose to do an internship this year because I was struggling to decide what career path I wanted to take once I finished my degree. I knew that there were many career paths available to me that I wasn't even aware of. In one of my organic chemistry courses, we had a representative from Gilead come into our class and talk about the possibilities of an internship. I realized then that this is something I'd be very interested in doing. Working during COVID has been unique. Gilead worked hard to allow a smooth transition from working online at home to working in the lab. They provided us online trainings and hands-on training videos to help us become acquainted with the techniques and skills that we would need once on site. The use of many online platforms, such as Zoom, has allowed me to meet and become familiar with coworkers that without which would have become difficult. I am grateful for my job opportunity, and I look forward to my many more months with them.
All right, so now you heard from our internship students. Now let's move on to science student groups. They are a great way to connect with others who share similar interests. Now at the Faculty of Science, we have the official student group called ICE. They are representing all undergraduate science students. Besides them, there are also a number of departmental associations. For example, there's chemistry, there's one for math, computing science, for the other ones as well. On the Faculty of Science website, you can find more information about the science-specific student groups. In general, on campus, we actually have over 400 student groups. So there's definitely something there for everyone. For example, we have U Alberta Pokemon Club, or a Hide and Seek Club, or U Alberta Student Communicators. So there are a whole range of different ones. And on the Student Union's website, you can find more information about the different student groups. In the next slide, we have a video message from the counselors from ICE who are going to tell you more about the association and what they can do for you.
Hey there, I'm Abrar, and I'll be your fourth-year counselor.
Hi, I'm Mehul, and I'm a third-year counselor.
I'm Jamie Kim, your second-year counselor, and we are all a part of ICE.
Congratulations on your acceptance to the Faculty of Science, and welcome to the University of Alberta. We look forward to having you come learn with us this fall. Now, for many of you, this will be your first year at university, and although we may not get to see each other a lot this fall, that doesn't mean you'll have to go through this alone. That's where we come in. We're the Interdepartmental Science Student Society, or ICE as we're commonly referred to, and our entire purpose is to support students like you. So, what's that look like in the past?
An essential must-have for any first-year student, the ICE Handbook is chock full of tips and tricks to help you navigate university life. Information on research and ICE services, formula sheets, science-specific campus maps, and much more. Make sure to check the ICE website to find the handbook in time for your first day of classes. One of the most important aspects of the university experience is meeting new people and making new friends. Although the pandemic may hinder some in-person events, be assured that as it did in the past, the ICE will continue to do whatever it can to host social events online, letting you make meaningful and long-lasting connections with other science students. If you're coming straight out of high school, one of the biggest shocks of university may be that you no longer have a locker to throw all your stuff in anymore. Well, don't worry too much about finding a place for your moldy sandwich and other things like your lab coat and goggles, because the ICE offers lockers in CSIS CAB and SAB, which you can rent per term or for the entire school year.
One way we would like to help you guys is with the scholarships the ICE provides to the students in the Faculty of Science. We will be awarding several scholarships to science students who demonstrate exceptional academic achievement, innovations, and extracurricular involvement. To see the qualifications, please visit our website. For a week during the school year, we like to engage with the students in the Faculty of Science in a fun and friendly competition. Last year, we hosted the 2020 Science Olympics, where departments compete against each other to win prizes. Some things we provide during Science Week are free pancake breakfast, games, giveaways, science presentations, and workshops. Our mini study groups are a great way to get the help you need in classes you struggle in. Here you can work with a mentor and fellow peers on problems and concepts that you may have trouble understanding. It's a great way to meet people, develop a healthy study habit, and prepare yourself for upcoming midterms or finals. As we are still planning to offer many of our services from the past this upcoming year, keep in mind that things may look a little different due to public health guidelines. Keep in touch for more.
So there's a few different ways you can keep in touch with us. Our active social media accounts are Instagram and Facebook. You can also visit our website for more details on how to get the best ICE experience. So with all of that being said, we wish you the best of luck in the coming year. And remember, you're not alone.
Great, that was a message from ICE. Now moving on to health and wellness. Well, health and wellness is an important topic, and it is important for your experience at the University of Alberta. There are many resources you can access throughout the year. For example, there is clinical counseling, there is peer support center where you can talk and consult with a peer student, and then there are articles, Dear Maddie, which are written by our science satellite psychologist, Maddie. In the next slide, we have a video message from Maddie, who is going to tell you more in detail about the different resources available, as well as about the articles she writes for Dear Maddie. Please enjoy.
Welcome, class of 2020. My name is Magdalena Genovese, and I'm a psychologist for counseling and clinical services. Now, pretty much everyone knows me by Maddie, and besides being part of the team at CCS, I'm also the Faculty of Science satellite psychologist. Now, some of you might know this already, but it's perhaps worth repeating that Counseling and Clinical Services offers free psychological services to undergraduate and graduate students across campus. And yes, this includes individual and group counseling as well. So if you need some extra support or you're curious, check CCS out on the U Alberta website. Now, as a satellite psychologist, I also have the special opportunity to work alongside faculty, staff, and students on a variety of projects aimed at improving and maintaining the well-being of our campus. One such project started last year when we began the Dear Maddie advising column. Now, just like the title says, throughout the year, I've been accepting letters from students dealing with day-to-day difficulties, from dealing with the after effects of a breakup, managing grief, or managing the particular difficulties that we're facing as we live through a pandemic. Now, if you're interested, you're looking for advice, but you would like to remain anonymous, Dear Maddie might be for you. And it's quite simple to submit a letter. Simply search for Dear Maddie in the Faculty of Science website and submit your question. Every 2 weeks or so, starting in September, I will be providing a response, and you'll see that response in the news feed on the Dear Maddie website, along with the SciLife newsletter, or you'll see some of our responses also posted on the Faculty of Science Facebook page. So here it is. I wish you good luck, and soon enough, I'll see you around. Bye.
Remember, don't be afraid to ask for help. Now, how can you stay connected? Well, every 2 weeks, you will receive SciLife. This is the newsletter from the Faculty of Science. Any kind of important dates to remember, upcoming science events, and any kind of other opportunities are included in this newsletter. And should you have an event that you want to have promoted through SciLife, you can submit those on the Faculty of Science's website. Now, that was my part. Now I'm going to pass it back to Oksana. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Janine and Kevin, for coming in and helping out with our presentation. So that brings us to a wrap. Just a couple reminders before you head on to your program sessions, and we might have time for some questions. So at the beginning of August, we sent you your August e-newsletter that was all about orientation, and there was a link in there to complete your orientation course, which you can find in eClass. You just simply click on the link and self-enroll yourself in the course, and the deadline to complete the course is September 15th. It is not a graded course, but it is just more for your own knowledge. There's a lot of information that we put in there with links to really prepare you for your degree in the Faculty of Science. So if you haven't completed it yet, please do. And the ones that do will be entered into a draw to win a gift card for the U Alberta bookstore. So hopefully that gives you a little bit more incentive to complete the course. It doesn't take very long, and again, it's a great resource. So I'm just going to open up to questions. I'm not sure if there's a common theme that we still want to address some questions. So can I call on Julie to maybe come back on and let me know if there are any questions that you'd like answered?
Sure. I'm actually going to ask either you or Shanella to maybe just talk about IB AP credits. So there's a lot of questions about transfer credit, when those will be posted, declining credit. So maybe just a quick summary of the IB AP.
Absolutely. So IB AP GCE credit is automatically granted if you score the right number. So for IB, it's a 6 or higher. AP, it's a 4 or higher. So if you get that on your official transcript, then you would automatically receive the transfer credit. Now, that credit was supposed to be posted in Bear Tracks mid-August, but I believe that they're falling a little bit behind. So we were inquiring about an update as to when that might be posted, because obviously if you receive the credit for that university course, you don't need to have it in your schedule for the first year. So we hope just continue to be patient with us, and hopefully that credit is posted real soon before the September 15th deadline. I believe it should be. Shanella, do you want to touch on anything else that you might have more information about?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention a lot of students are asking about whether or not the transcripts come in on time. So if you've already been offered admission, let's say you got final admission based on your predicted scores, then really the transcript is just for transfer credit. So we know that IB, AP, and GCE, especially GCE, the documents come in a little later. So we don't expect that they're going to be here by August 1st. We've been in contact with the College Board, with IB International, and we know when they're going to have those released. So please make sure you make arrangements to have those transcripts sent. If those transcripts arrive after August 1st, it's not going to be an issue.
Perfect. Okay.
Great.
So
maybe just one more thing. So a lot of questions about your syllabus and your e-class and books, all of that thing specific to the courses that you're going to be taking. So that will all be coming from your instructors and will all be coming on eClass. Oksana, can we just throw up the Campus Life page again, the link maybe there in the chat for everyone? So on that Campus Life page, I would encourage you all to check that frequently. There is a section around online learning, which will talk to you about eClass. Where do you show up on your first day? Because obviously you're not coming onto campus If you don't see anything in eClass yet, it is just that the instructor has not put it up. And I know some of the departments are still assigning instructors, so it could be Monday, but it will be obviously on the day classes start. So I would go there first, and all your information will then be in the syllabus in terms of what resources you need to access.
Perfect, thank you.
And no, don't be worried if you only have information about one course. So just remember that if you have 5 courses this term, you're going to have 5 different instructors, and they're all working independently. So, and they generally don't talk to each other. And that's not I don't mean that in a bad way, just they could be in different faculties, different departments. So don't be worried about that. It'll all show up on your first day.
Thank you, Julie. Okay, so I think for time-wise, we do have to wrap up, so you can head to your program sessions, but I just wanted to show you where to go to locate your program sessions. So all of the departments are offering their own sessions based on the program that you might be in. So when you first logged into the platform, this is the main page that you would have seen. So right now you're in the general presentation. So when we end this session, please find your way back to this main home page, and depending on the program you're registered in to begin, you would click on program session, which would take you to whatever program you're in. So just a note that physics, earth and atmospheric sciences, and cell biology are the only departments and programs that will not be offering a live session. But if you're in any of the other programs, there is a live session and there is a button for your program session. So be sure to click that to connect with the faces of your department. Aside from that, we are recording today's presentation. And so this will be made available to you in the next coming weeks. So a link will likely be sent in SciLife so that you can view the presentation in case you want to rewatch something. And also there will be the links that we mentioned in the presentation that you can access on your own time. So with that, thank you so much for joining us, and we welcome you to the Faculty of Science. We hope that you have a great start on September 1st, and I'm sure you'll connect with us in the future on campus, and we look forward to that date. So thanks and take care.